1994 marks the 10-year anniversary since DC first discovered the forbidden arts of rebooting entire universes, and they've been rebooting every decade for the past 40 years since. This event aims to address some of the continuity issues spiraling from Crisis on Infinite Earths. This is the story of Zero Hour: Crisis in Time. Before we get into it, here's a quick history lesson. Away from the confines of space and time, the Vanishing Point houses the Linear Men, who turn out to be a bunch of dudes plus a girl, and their job is to safeguard the time stream. Hank Hall used to be a superhero known as Hawk, but these days he's running around terrorizing people as Monarch. When he absorbs Wave Rider's powers, he further evolves into his final form, and you'll find out momentarily just how overpowered this extant character is. The elusive time trapper who the entire legion of superheroes could never beat is annihilated by the final boss at the end of time, and the countdown to Zero Hour begins. At the Vanishing Point, Wave Rider and Hunter discover the disappearance of entire centuries. Whatever is causing this is eating away at the ends of time and slowly working its way back to the beginning. That something turns out to be a rift of entropy slicing its way through time. In the 64th century, Wally's empty-headed peanut brain thinks if he can just run into it fast enough, that'll surely stop it. And just like that, he gives himself the Barry Allen starter pack. Hunter gets a little too close while taking a selfie in the 58th century, and now it's all down to Wave Rider to save the universe. As a side note, this event introduces characters from alternate timelines, which is why Batman and Robin are bamboozled at the sight of Barbara without an accessibility permit. Superman summons the main characters when Metron informs the world's finest of an imminent universal catastrophe. Lastly, Wave Rider relays the news to Jay Garrick. Only 18 hours remain until Zero Hour. Despite how pathetic his outing was, Jay isn't going to let Wally's sacrifice go to waste. To investigate the source of these rifts, the Justice Society arrives at the Vanishing Point for some answers, but the only answers awaiting them here is an ambush. Extant humiliates the JSA by using his ultimate weapon of old age and turning them into raisins. If you're paying any attention at all, you're probably wondering where the Hawks are. Wave Rider takes them on a detour to retcon all the various versions of Hawkman back into a single character. They proceed to visit New York City, where the world's greatest superheroes have come together. Wave Rider's empty-headed peanut brain suddenly figures out that the evil guy hell-bent on destroying him is probably behind all of this. He arrives at the Vanishing Point, where he's given front row seats to Green Lantern's demise. Furthermore, Exton is wearing his face like a poorly made Halloween costume. There are only 12 hours until Zero Hour. The wicked supervillain defeated them so easily because he got a power boost from Hawk and Dove, Monarch, and now Wave Rider. Nobody tell him this, but 3 of the names he just mentioned are just regular human beings. Now that they've got everybody's undivided attention, the JSA announced that they're going to throw in the towel. What chance do a couple of raisins have against somebody who completely and utterly destroyed them within the span of 5 pages? Hope is literally standing right next to them, and so Metron leads a team into the 30th century, hoping to stop the entropy wave. Of course, it's not going to be that easy, as Exton has the Team Titans under his control. Ultimately, they collapse the rift by tossing a chair into it, thereby saving the entire universe. Meanwhile, a younger version of Exton decimates our heroes in the present. He absorbs Wave Rider's powers and merges back with his other half, who's been crying about how the main characters foiled his plans to recreate the universe in his image. Fortunately for him, the final boss visits the 30th century and simply undoes what the heroes spent an entire issue doing. With the entropy wave up and running, there are just 8 hours until Zero Hour. The final boss is handing out report cards, and he's not impressed by Exton's performance. He basically says to him, "It's cute that you tried creating your own universe using my hard work, but let me remind you who's in charge around here." These new entropy fissures are popping up left and right, and Steel can confirm they are as deadly as they seem. More people continue to fade from existence as the timeline becomes unraveled. Metron's got a backup plan, but for it to work, they'll need to fish out a replacement Wave Rider from the time stream. Extant pops back into New York City for one last pizza, and because he's so evil, he may as well bully his favorite characters while he's at it. But his overwhelming power is countered by the new Wave Rider. Superman sneaks up behind Extant for that sweet bonus damage, but he's clocked in the face by the final boss who appears out of nowhere. Enter Parallax, formerly Green Lantern Hal Jordan. 0 Hour is upon us and it's time to recreate the universe. Hal Jordan went insane after his home of Coast City was destroyed. He went through a supervillain arc, going so far as pulling an Anakin Skywalker on the entire Green Lantern Corps, adults included, before assuming the identity of Parallax. He discovered entropy by discovering it, and suddenly the final boss had found himself a way to wipe the universe clean for a do-over, as he now constructs a new reality akin to the Infinite Earths. One where alternate timelines like Batgirl's can thrive, one where the JSA doesn't have to hear their bones cracking each morning, and one where the Green Lantern Corps is revived. Parallax truly is delusional if he thought he could escape the spirit of vengeance after committing genocide upon billions. The others arrive for one big fight while Oliver tries to talk everybody out of it like a CW show. But ultimately, Ollie is forced to cancel his evil best friend. Wave Rider helps to funnel all that energy around them into damage, and supercharged by the Spectre, the resulting Big Bang reboots the entire DC universe once more. Subtle changes are made, alternate timelines are wiped out, and Oliver mourns his loss. Oh, and Power Girl popped out a baby. If you're still window shopping, what are you waiting for? Subscribe. Insert Marvelous outro here, and I'll see you in the next one.